Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm here with Sophie from our marketing team and Charlie, who is from the National, let me get this words right, the Horticultural Trade Association, and they look after National Children's Gardening Week. So thank you ever so much, Charlie, for joining us.
No problem.
For everyone, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about the company you work for?
Yeah, so I only started working at the company about a few months ago. I mean, I'm a marketing assistant, not got an enormous amount of experience, so good company to work for to sort of get my feet under the table, if you like. In terms of the company, the Horticultural Trade Association looks after the garden gift voucher and National Children's Gardening Week, which is on now. And it's just a week to promote children's gardening, basically. We run loads of events. We run competitions and things that people can get involved with. We've got a website that's full of like fun things to do for kids. And yeah, we support our like garden centre members running events too. So yeah, it's all good.
Awesome. Could you tell us a bit about National Children's Gardening Week? What it is and like why it was set up?
So it was actually set up not by our company, but it did get handed down to us by the founder. But basically, the reason why it was created was just to get to get children involved in gardening. Gardening is really good for children. It helps them to develop their brains at quite a young age. It can help with things like mental health in kids, which a lot of people don't seem to think about. And yeah, it just helps with kids' growth, basically. You get lots of vitamin D and things from being outside and learning about the wildlife.
That's very cool. You've
How long has it been running for? Sorry,
I honestly don't know.
We've put you on the spot, haven't we?
A little bit.
You've already answered my next question, which is why is it important that children learn and help with gardening?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's healthy. It's a really healthy activity. When you think about you know, the technological boom we've had with like gaming consoles and things, and how accessible all of that is, it's nice to just detach from that sort of space and actually get outside and plant something, or just be in the garden and be creative.
Definitely. We've definitely enjoyed doing it over the past few years, especially with like the lockdown. It was just something to get out and do in the garden, inside, cooped up, watching TV. Just nice to get outside and do something together, especially like as a family, because you've kind of got to get involved, because else you end up with mud everywhere, depending on the age of your child.
It doesn't like a bit mad.
Now, I've got a question for you, and I actually got inspiration for this one from my little one. He wanted to know, what was the first plant you remember growing as a child?
That is a tough question. It's been a while since I was a child. So it's probably a tree of some sort. I used to love planting trees, actually, because obviously you look at them and it's like, wow, I can grow that from this tiny little bulb or whatever. Yeah. So maybe an apple tree.
Nice. We tried planting an apple tree the other week just in the ground. We planted moss in it. I don't think that's going to work. Just in the middle of our garden, an apple tree sprang up. You can imagine it.
So you were saying earlier, so obviously you guys run the National Children's Garden Week. What do you do this week to, like, yourself and your team you work with? What do you do to help promote it this week? What sort of ideas and things do you do?
Yeah, so the main thing is our competitions. We've got 9 competitions on our Facebook page, working with all sorts of brands which have donated prizes kindly. We're a non-profit, so we can't pay for prizes or anything, but yeah, we work with brands like Town and Country, Gardening for Kids, Growing Family, Wildlife World, Willow Wands, and they've all donated prizes kindly, so we can run these competitions that are free to enter. You know, all the parents have to do is just post a photo of the creation, and we've got all sorts of things that they can do. That's
amazing. I saw recently that you did a competition at some schools about some caterpillars, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us a bit more about that and what was done with that. So what sort of competition? What was it about? And
yeah, so we did the grass caterpillar growing competition. The idea was if we can get as many schools involved as possible, we get as many kids growing as possible. And basically, they just had to fill some like old tights with grass seed and compost, and then they would decorate with pipe cleaners and things and make these great looking caterpillars. They're so good. They are so good. All the ones that have been created. We even had a video entered, but they've made a little story, and all the kids are like acting in it and stuff. It's brilliant. So yeah, that was the idea, and we managed to amass about it's like over £1,300 worth of prizes just from donations. Worked with the Skinny Jean Gardener. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, and yeah, it's just really good, and we're going to start judging soon, and hopefully we'll be able to hand out those prizes soon.
Fantastic! It sounds brilliant. I love them. So we especially do it with crest heads as well, don't you? I love it when we make them.
I was making like a headphone.
Yeah. Crest heads are quality. It's a really good one.
Amazing.
I feel like I still remember the smell of them. From, like my childhood. All back in his memory.
That's another benefit of like children's gardening, though, is that when they do grow these things like cress, that doesn't take long, you know, then they can eat it. It's healthy and things like that. If you plant your own veg, and then you know you get first of all, it's really rewarding, and then they can put it on their meals and stuff, and it's good for them. So
definitely, that's why we've got pepper plants, because my little one is absolutely obsessed with green peppers. He'll eat them like apples, just go in the fridge and just eat a pepper. So my mother-in-law was like, "Do you want some pepper plants from our allotment of this, please?"
Brilliant. One of our people watching just said the Skinny Jean Gardener is awesome. So,
yeah, he's a really nice guy. Lee Connolly, yeah, it's really good.
And you were saying earlier about getting your little ones out and about. One of our followers also said, I managed to get my little ones out for small bursts of gardening and garden play. So we're a video game focused family, so it's really nice to get things growing.
Yeah, I'm video game focused myself, so yeah, I know the benefit. Sometimes you just need a break, like your eyes need a break from the screen, and just get outside and get your hands dirty and things.
Definitely, I know my little one. He's a massive fan of like playing on his game console downstairs. So I know that we get outside. His school did little sunflowers for us about a month ago now, and he's now got them in the garden and they're growing, and it's really nice. He goes out there. He's taken his little scrunch watering can that we got recently from yesterday, and he goes out there and waters them, and it's very cute.
Yeah. It's so nice to see, like, especially once you get past that initial phase where, you know, they planted the seed in the ground, there's nothing there, you know, they just have to wait. But once it starts to sprout, it's like, wow, like I've just created life. Or I think it blows their minds a little bit, which is just fantastic.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant when you see them out and about and doing that. Simone has popped on here. She loves gardening with her little boy. Not that I'm very good at it. It's not about how good we are. It's about getting out and enjoying it. So, yeah. Simone, I reckon you guys do a great job at doing that together. So, have you got any sort of activities that you can think of for children? Any sort of must-do activities you can recommend to your children in the garden? Obviously, plants and seeds and stuff. Is there any other sort of idea that you guys suggest to get children out there and enjoying nature?
Yeah, so we've got a things to do section on our website, and there is all sorts. It's not just planting seeds. Decorating the garden with like painted rocks and things. That's a good one. Building like animal shelters. You can make a lot of really easy like bird boxes, hedgehog huts, and things like that. Supporting wildlife, not just through having plants. That can be quite rewarding for children as well.
I love little bee boxes. I think they're so lovely when you see these little bees come out and you get them out and about and you see them coming out of the little their little homes and stuff. I'm a massive fan of seeing nature in our garden. Like I say, my little boy, he's really enjoyed painting rocks and getting out there. We've got a little Zach come to join us. So I'm a massive fan of getting out and about. So obviously not everybody has access to a garden. What can you suggest on National Children's Garden Week to get your children who don't necessarily have access to a garden to enjoy?
Yeah. So first of all, I would say there's gardening clubs up and down the country. If there's not one in your local town, there's probably one in the next town. But also we have an events page on our website, and members and stuff have submitted events that they're running for Children's Gardening Week. That's all sorts of things from like planting like potted plants that you can have in your windowsill, or again like making labels. There's a lot of like growing stuff, which is really cool. Learning how to harvest certain vegetables as well. So yeah, I mean, I think we've got 28 or something like that events now. So hopefully you can find one near you.
Amazing. What sort of plants do you recommend that you could grow inside your house? Do you have any sort of like recommendations?
Yeah. Well, definitely cress. Cress is always a good one. You can do chilies, I think, in your windowsill quite easily. Maybe that's not so much for kids, but it is one that's quite rewarding. Obviously, things like succulents, cacti, quite easy to look after. They're good. So yeah, there's all sorts. There's all sorts of different genus of plants that don't need much upkeep and can even do fine without that much sunlight. So just have a research, and yeah, there's plenty of stuff.
Brilliant. So Simone just popped on here. We're talking about not having a garden. She says that where she lives, they have an amazing community allotment that is brilliant for kids and adults to learn, which is fantastic for the local community to get out. If you haven't got a garden or you haven't got time to commit to looking after the entire time, that's fantastic.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah, community allotments are really good. Definitely something everybody should be getting involved with if they can.
Brilliant. Another one of our followers, I don't know who that is, they said they have chilies, lettuce, and spinach in their kitchen window, which is amazing.
Yeah, lettuce and spinach are really good because they can go with pretty much anything. So, or chilies if you're that way inclined. But yeah, good stuff.
So, what can you recommend if you're not particularly thinking? So, if you haven't got a lot of time, or you haven't got a lot of you're not that into gardening, but you want to try, you've got any recommendations about, say, quick and easy things to
do? Once again, cress heads, they're really good fun. And yeah, if you're not so inclined to like garden, doing things like painting is quite good. You can decorate your garden quite easily with just a few like acrylic paints, or using old recycled things to put in your garden. Create like little plant pots, bird boxes. Through I saw recently there was a post from I think it was RHS. They were saying putting a teapot into a bird box because it's got the drainage from the spout. So yeah, there's really all sorts you can do. Just you have to use your imagination.
you've got a little Zach there talking to you.
Yeah, he's bringing over all the plants. Right down to the
Fantastic.
conservatory. He is
So-
super into gardening.
Amazing. Charlie, you said so obviously you got a very busy week this week. Is there, before we finish off and just check any questions from our watchers, have you got anything else you would like to tell us about gardening? Anything else that you can inspire our watchers about getting out there this week and doing it?
Well, obviously, from our perspective, get involved in our competitions. Definitely check out our Facebook page, which is Children's Gardening Week, the National Children's Gardening Week, rather. And yeah, just enter them because they're brilliant prizes. It's free to do if you have a little bit of time. I think it's half term for a lot of people at the moment. So yeah, get outside, get your hands dirty. It's really good. It's good for everybody. We actually like to liken it to like yoga in terms of like the gentle exercise element of it, which releases endorphins in your brain and makes you feel good. So if you want to feel good, yeah, get outside and get gardening.
That's brilliant. That's a brilliant way to help improve everybody's mental health and get outside. Thank you so much. So a couple of people who've just popped on there. So someone's just popped on there. Peas and beans are super easy to grow if you struggle. Even potatoes and onions don't need much effort.
Yeah.
Thank you to whoever that is. I don't have a lot of time that we get out in our garden. So when we do, we like stuff that's simple and easy to grow. So brilliant. We love our runner beans. That's what we grow in our garden. We have they go on forever. Like all summer, we get fresh vegetables, which is just amazing. And I love that. I know that they've actually come from my garden. It helps me. It's a real environmentally conscious choice because I haven't got to go to a supermarket and increase the air miles for all of that. So I love that we can grow that. I know that we want to try and do more. I need to encourage my child to eat some more vegetables and fruit, and then we can get them more into him. But I know, like with strawberries and stuff, like he loves like strawberry picking. So I'm hoping that will encourage him to like eat some more as well, which is brilliant.
Exactly. Also with peas and beans, obviously a really fun activity to take them out of pods. I mean, no kid is not going to enjoy that. So absolutely, peas and beans are fantastic things to grow.
Brilliant. And somebody has popped up. My son enjoys a chalkboard I attached to a wall, and our strawberries love being under it. I think the heat it draws helps. That's
probably do. Yeah. Chalk is always fun. Obviously, easy to wash away. One of our activities is making a snail racetrack out of chalk. Obviously, it'll wash away in the rain, but it's a short and fun activity for kids to do. Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's lovely to hear that. National Children's Gardening Week isn't just about, going out and planting seeds, but it's just about getting out and enjoying being in your garden. If you can't be in your garden, being in a park, draw some chalk. It's a great, fun, easy activity.
Yep.
So fantastic to have those sort of ideas for that. One of our other members said, I love late summer making bramble jam. So it's lovely. Brilliant, guys who are watching. I love all your ideas and inspiration. Sophie, do you have any other questions for Charlie before we let him go today?
I don't think so. I think you've answered them all. What inspired you to be a gardener, like to get involved in gardening?
I'm quite a big environmentalist, massively big on like sustainability and things. So that element of it for me definitely is what drew me to it. Working in this company, there's just so many benefits. It's so good for you to be outside and to plant things and watch them grow. It's good for mental health, and it's really rewarding. It's just happy all around. There's no downside really to gardening. So some people say it's boring, but I don't think it is.
Brilliant.
There's nothing better than just pottering around in your garden, is there? Like...
Exactly, especially on a nice day. We've had some glorious weather recently. So.
Oh, it's lovely this day. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Charlie. Thank you to our watchers as well. We hope this has inspired you maybe to go and pop some seeds in the ground or get outside and go and do some painting of rocks. Whatever you do, we really hope that you guys all have a wonderful National Children's Gardening Week. As Charlie said, keep an eye on their Facebook page about their competitions, and also keep an eye on our site. We've got different offers on this week for National Children's Gardening Week, so do keep an eye out and show us your creations and what you've grown. It'd be absolutely fantastic.
Good stuff.
So thank you very much, and we hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And Charlie, I hope you have a really busy rest of your week and enjoy it. So thanks so much, guys, and have a lovely. Thank you. Take care.
Is it bye? Bye.